Hello again. Today I've got three stories for you, three simple short stories with one moral, and they're all from real life. So the first story is from Spain. Recently I went to Spain and there's a place called Park Güell. Park Güell is designed by the famous architect Antoni Gaudi. It has his house there, it has some other nice photo opportunities inside. But it costs a bit of money. It costs like 18-20 euros to get in. And it has the worst possible ticketing system that I've ever seen in the world. You have to pay a lot of places, but some are cheaper, some are more expensive, but this one has the worst possible way to buy the ticket. And what you have to do is there's a ticket booth which is empty and they just have printed QR codes. So you scan the QR code with your phone, you go to the website that it points to, and there you have to fill a long form. You have to register, make an account, you have to enter your address, phone number, everything. You have to verify all of that. Very, very long. I still did it. Like, okay, I'm here. I might as well go in and see what's there to see. Might get some good pictures. It was close to sunset time as well. But ultimately, when I got to the final page, it shows you the time slots as to when you can get in. And it was showing me 1800, 1830s, 1900, like that. So it was 5:10, 5:05 around there. So it was about an hour's wait for me to get in based on those times. I was like, yeah, I'm not waiting an hour here. And it was kind of warm as well. And I was not that interested in the park. So before I gave up, I thought I'll at least ask whether this is actually how strict is this time slot thing. So I went to some of those guards who were letting people in because it was not very crowded. So I might be able to get in earlier. So there was a girl, I showed her, one of the guards, I showed her the phone like, okay, it's showing me this 1800, 1830. And she said, yeah, it's okay. Just make the payment, tick any slots, and you can go in now. So, okay, that's fine. I said thank you and I started to move away. But then she realized that she had been a bit snappy with me. She did not let me finish the question and she just answered before I could say what I wanted to ask. Well, she was busy, so it was understandable. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. It's just that it's the same thing every day. Like, yeah, that's fine. Because I got my solution, so I had no problem with that. But she felt a little bit, like she had been rude. It's just nice of her to actually even feel I'm a stranger. So that's one story. Second story is a couple of days later. From Spain, I went to Andorra by bus, and then I came back from Andorra directly to the airport because Andorra has no airport. So if you go to Andorra, you have to come back through Barcelona, or you can go to France, the airport from France. So Toulouse, I think, is the next one. So I came back to Barcelona and I went to the airport directly. But because I went directly to the airport, I could not post the postcards I had bought from Barcelona. I had bought the postcards and written them for like the people that I sent postcards to from my travels. And I went directly to Andorra, and in Andorra I can't post them because they have the postage stamps from Barcelona, Spanish postage stamps. So now, before I take the plane, I have to post them. I had already figured out, I had already checked online, and there was a letter box on the airport itself, on Terminal 1, where I was going to take the plane from, and it was on third floor. I was like, cool. So I went there, scanned my boarding pass, go through security, and then I started looking for the letterbox. Could not find it. So I asked ChatGPT as to how can I find this letterbox? This is the situation. And he said, you have to go back out because the letterbox is outside in the arrivals hall. It's not after security, it's before security. Oh gosh, I had assumed that it would be after the security. It was not. So what can I do? I don't want to waste the postcards. So, and I had time. I had come quite a few hours, like 3 or 4 hours earlier than my flight was. So I had time. So I went outside, found the letterbox, and I posted the postcards, which was all good. Then I was coming back to go. I knew I'll have to go through security again, and I knew that the gate, the turnstiles where you have to scan your boarding pass, I doubted that it would let me through because I had already scanned my boarding pass once. These are all automated systems. It would have added me to a database for today's entries, and if I go again, it will be like, why is going again? So it will suspect me. But I knew that I'm enough of a software engineer to know this part of technology. So by still, I went there and I tried to scan it. It gave me the with the red light. So I went to the guard who was managing the manual entrance, and before I could ask him anything, he said, turn up the brightness on your phone. I said, okay. I knew what he was doing, but I didn't want to argue with him. To show him, I turned up the brightness and scanned it again on another gate. Did not work. Obviously, it was not going to work. But this time, when he saw that it was not working, he actually listened to me, and he saw that, okay, then explained that I've been through once, then I'm coming a second time. Okay. So then he listened as he asked for my passport, checked the passport, everything okay, let me through. Actually went through a third time as well, but that's a different story. So that's the second story, that he assumed that was the problem, because that's the problem most people have at that point. So he just did not listen to my problem. He just gave me the solution right away. At the time, he was not very busy as well. There was nobody else asking for attention. But anyway, that's just assumption. Third story is a few years back, like 1999. It is from my personal life. So like all these were also my personal life, not professional life. Actually, this is from my professional life. I used to be a software teacher at the time in a private institute in India. And I was a pretty hotshot teacher by this time, because I had been teaching for about 5 years. Yeah, I'm saying it myself, but it's true. So I knew the software I was teaching, I knew how to teach it, and I had good rapport with the students and everything. So that's why I say that I was a good teacher. I was a very popular teacher as well. So because I was so experienced, there are two parts of teaching software. One is you teach the theory, you teach the concepts. What is the database? How does it work? Or what is the software? How does it work? What does it do? All of that. And then you give them lab time. You take them to the computer lab for a practical session, and they can actually use the software, do those things that you explained before. And obviously, when they start using it the first time, they're going to have a problem or problems. There would be a series of problems, progressive problems. And because I was such an experienced teacher, I knew those problems. I knew exactly what problems they would have in what sequence. Okay, so if somebody called me to their seat, like, sir, excuse me, I would go there, and by the time I'm walking there, I can see their screen and I can diagnose the problem. I can give them a solution as soon as I get there. Okay, so they don't get to ask the question. I can like go and press F10 and do this. And they say, no, sir, what's happening is we're doing this and it's doing this. So listen to them, then I'll give them the same solution again without letting them see that it's the same thing that I told them already. And then this time they would listen to me and they would actually follow the steps and the problem would be solved. So what I learned from that was that people need to be heard. Until they tell me the problem, they cannot believe that I have the solution, because they feel that I don't know the problem. So my experience on top of the experience was that I stopped giving solutions. If somebody called me over, I would go there, listen to their problem, and then calmly give them a solution that I already knew they needed. Okay? And that taught me that people need to be heard. It is sometimes even more important than the solution. Sometimes people don't even want a solution from us. They just want to share what they're feeling or their problems or what the situation is that they're going through. And even if we don't have a solution, we can just like appreciate the problem they have, appreciate the hardship they have. That sometimes is enough. And it can actually reduce the stress in the person who is feeling the problem even without solving the problem. So that was my learning from that. Now, the same thing, it happens in running as well. When I'm running, I have to run alone, but When I'm having this situation, like I'm having a stitch in my side, or I'm feeling like I cannot finish it, or anything, there is a lot of comfort in the thought that when I finish this run, I can share these with my friends. So my friends are there at the park run. When I go back after the run, I can tell them these things and they can listen. They can either give me an advice or they can actually appreciate the problem because they have gone through these things themselves in their running career. So sometimes just having somebody who listens to you or hears you is a great comfort. Be that person. I knew a guy in Oxford. He was in my Toastmasters group, a young student, and in his email signature, he had this line like, "I hear you, you matter." But that is an amazing thought, because if somebody is having a tough day or a tough week or a tough situation, and they see that, they feel like, yeah, maybe I can talk to this person or I can talk to somebody. So, yeah, that's the one moral from all these three stories. People need to be heard. So, be the person who makes people feel heard. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye bye.